We have four assumptions. The first one is that we believe that everyone's already working hard. You know, as Michael said yesterday, if they're not working hard, assume it's because of capacity. I mean, if they're not succeeding, assume it's because of skill, not will. In other words, they're trying as hard as they can. And that's what we found, and we are in the poorest districts as well as others in the nation. So whenever we go in, we rarely see a whole pack of teachers sitting around saying, I'm going to do a half-assed job today. I'm going to send half the kids to the office by noon, and maybe by 1 o'clock I can get it up to quarter-ass. We rarely see that, right? We see, instead, educators are the hardest working people in North America. And you guys deserve a round of applause for that. I want to say that that isn't true of all of our corporations and organizations, especially the monopolies. What I've seen in some of our for-profit corporations is something more like this. The boss says, why aren't you working? The guy says, because I didn't see you coming. No, that's not the case with you. The second thing is that every school has excellent teachers. I have never been into a school that doesn't have an excellent teacher. Is anyone from one of those? You guys are going like this. Yeah, right here. This one. No, but seriously, everyone has excellent teachers. The opposite is often not the case, though. In other words, it's rare that we find a school where every single teacher is excellent. Usually there's a big disparity. So what I'm getting to here is that our third assumption is that it is an internal journey. Most of what you need is already there. It exists in the school or, as Michael was saying, in the school next door. And the problem with it in the school is that it's hard for teachers to admit that they have a problem, or for the principal to, or anybody else. So sometimes in our schools, if we can't get them to come out of the school and look at another school, which is possible often, we'll send them to a whole different district so that they can learn. And so these are some of the strategies you can use to kind of break down the barriers. But another one that's very important is to find the unifying purpose that gets people to be willing to step out of their classroom, watch other teachers, and be watched. And I'll give you some examples of unifying purpose. It doesn't really work to excite people, as Michael was saying, the motivation piece isn't there, if our unifying purpose is we're going to raise test scores 6% this year. Now, we have no child left untested, just like you do. But it's not a good rallying cry. So instead, I'll give you a couple of other examples. One, Rosa Smith, a superintendent we worked with who came from Columbus, Ohio. She's now out of there. She woke up one day, read the statistics, saw that 80% of the people incarcerated were functionally illiterate. 75% were people of color. She, being an African-American friend of mine, decided this was outrageous. Their role was no longer teaching math and science. It was saving lives. And for that district, that rallying cry worked.